What's good, people? Welcome back to my Sports Corner once again. Hope everybody's feeling good today. October 28th, rapidly approaching Halloween weekend. Hope everybody's enjoying your week. And without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about Philly sports. The Eagles and the Sixers are the talk of the town right now. Before I get into it, like, subscribe on the YouTube channel, Gem Music 856, all that good stuff. And let's talk about these teams real quick. First off, let's go into the Eagles. Big win going into the bye week. You had A.J. Brown out with an injury going into this game. Smitty got his chance to shine, and he got the targets. And Jalen Hurts, phenomenal through the air. Another game where he was just off the charts. 15 for 20. Only had 20 attempts. Only had 179 yards through the air. But not one, not two, not three. 4 touchdowns on the day, with a quarterback rating of 141.5. I mean, what more do you want this guy to do? And then through the air, Smitty got most of the work. 6 receptions on 9 targets, 84 yards. And really had a lot of big plays to keep the chains moving. Jahan Dotson, obviously, with the big bomb near the end of the game. 1 catch for 40 yards. Goddard had his 2 touchdowns. He's actually at a career high for touchdowns now. So Goddard getting involved very heavily this year. And then Saquon finally had the breakout game, and fittingly against the freaking Giants. First play of the game, bro. First play of the game. Takes it up the left sideline to the house. The play calling was better. Secondly, working more under center has really served them well. I talked about it in my last episode. And I've been talking about this as far back as 2023. If y'all go back and watch my videos from 2023, one of my critiques was that they should run more plays from under center. You can come out in that 2 tight end personnel from under center. You don't have to run the old Joe Gibbs offense like they used to have with the Hogs in Washington back in the day. But varying your formations that you're using, it's just common sense. These guys aren't idiots. They're grown adults. They're pretty smart. You can't tell me that Jalen Hurts does not know how to play under center, and that's why you have to work out of the pistol or the shotgun all the time. That's absolutely ridiculous. And when you start mixing in snaps under center, you change the timing of the defense. You change the timing with those linebackers when it comes to shooting those gaps. These are the little details that make a difference. And the changes that I was asking for, they're not huge changes, which is why it was so frustrating. But it was excellent to see them get back on track offensively. And I got a question for y'all. I want to know, where do you have Jalen Hurts ranked at in your top 5 quarterbacks? Do you have him in your top 5? Do you have him in your top 10? Because the way I see it, not only does he keep producing, but he also produces against the same quarterbacks he's being compared against. The Lamar Jacksons of the world, the Joe Burrows, Justin Herberts, so on and so forth. Pat Mahomes. Last time I checked, he outplayed Pat Mahomes in both of those Super Bowls. And in one of those Super Bowls, it was belt to ass. We played Lamar last year. Absolutely dog-walked that team after they got out to a 9-0 lead, 10-0 lead. We dog-walked them after that. You look at Jalen Hurts this year. From my vantage point, I think it's more of an aesthetics thing, an aesthetics issue. It's the aesthetics combined with the lack of passing attempts. People either don't think he can throw well, or they see him throw the ball downfield so infrequently that they forget how good he is with putting touch on his passes. Anytime that it's a 4th down, he gives that little signal to A.J. Brown. Tell me how many times he's dropped the ball right into the breadbasket. And maybe it's the fact that the ball doesn't have the same zip as what you see with his Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert. And maybe people just don't like the aesthetics of the ball not having the same zip on it and having more of a flatter trajectory and flying like a missile, as opposed to looking like it has more of a vertical trajectory and dropping into the breadbasket. Maybe that's the aesthetics that people are looking at, and they equate that somehow in their mind with this guy can't throw the deep ball, which he couldn't the first year. Well, we'll agree on that. But he ain't that guy no more. Nor is he the guy that cannot read defenses well enough to throw the ball over the middle of the field, where he's only locked into the right side of the field and scrambling out to the right. No, he's a completely different and evolved quarterback. So, and he's showing that. And right now, stats-wise, I mean, let's look up his stats right now, because I was looking at him a little bit earlier, and he's one of the best, if not the best quarterback in the NFL right now. His stat line, let's see. Jalen Hurts, man. Take me to this guy so we can see this guy's stats, man. Because he has 11 touchdowns, I believe. No, 15 touchdowns through the air, 1 interception. Let's just start there, okay? 15 touchdowns, 1 interception. It don't get too much damn better than that. You look at any of the other quarterbacks in the league, and you tell me their stats, and you look at that. His rating is 114.4. And then on the ground, he's scoring touchdowns on the ground as well, which he always does, and not only because of the tush push. So he's got it going this year. Saquon finally got things going. And last but not least, I think this Giants team is pretty solid. They have a good future ahead of them. I think Jackson Dart, a lot of talent. And unfortunately, Neighbors got hurt early in the year. I think he'll be back to form next year. And Scatterboo, you know, prayers going up to him. I hope he had a successful surgery. And shout out for Zach Bond. I'll have to look up an official story to confirm this, but I read that he went to the hospital after the game instead of celebrating with his teammates because, you know, he's the one that made the tackle on Cam Scatterboo, and he wanted to make sure he was cool. Otherwise, you know, that's something that can weigh on your conscience and your heart, man. And apparently Big Dom stopped by the hospital as well and dropped him off some cheesesteaks. If that's true, you know, shout out to him, man. You know, just showing love to guys that are competitors. At the end of the day, this is a game. And although we want to win and we have fierce rivalries with these other teams, you don't want to see somebody get an injury, especially not a severe injury or something that's going to affect them years down the line. You don't want to see nothing like that. So, you know, hopefully he has a full and speedy recovery. And I'm really pulling for you, Cam. I hope the best for you, man. From Eagles fan to a Giants player, I hope you're doing good, man. Let me know what you guys thought about that game and where the Eagles are at going into this bye week. Do you think they'll make any trades at the trade deadline, which is coming up? And then do you think that they will be ready for the Packers coming out the bye week? A.J. Brown should be back healthy. And Brandon Graham, he'll have this week that passed as well as the bye week to get back up to speed. How do you see this team coming out of the bye week with AJ back healthy as well as much needed recruitment on the defensive line? Let me know in the comments below. And before I go to the next one, let's go ahead and talk about the Sixers real quick. Sixers, briefly, we got the game coming up at 7 o'clock tonight. And I was talking about this in the last episode, but VJ Edgecomb, Maxey, and B, the whole squad, they have a lot of youth and a lot of potential coming up. But I talked about VJ Edgecomb. I was very excited when they drafted him because I wasn't sure at first after we lost out on Cooper Flagg. I was like, damn, we didn't get the #1 pick. Who else is in the draft? Ace Bailey. I'm like, he cool. If we get him, that's cool. But I didn't think there was nobody else besides those two. And then I saw highlights on VJ Edgecomb, and I'm looking at these highlights. I'm like, we got the #3 pick. If Ace don't want to be here, this is the other guy to get. And when they actually got him, highly excited. Highly excited. I might have even sent my friend a text message about it. But what really sold me was when I saw him during the summertime, and he was doing these pickup games with college athletes, and he even had Klay Thompson for one of his open runs. And when he was playing some of these college athletes or whatnot, he was dog walking some of these dudes. And the shot was the main thing I was concerned about with him coming out of Baylor, because the athletic talent, it's undeniable. You can't deny that. But he was able to not just take those shots, but take them with confidence. And he was talking to guys. He's like, "Oh, you think you can stop me? I just hit the shot in his face, but you gonna stop me? Oh, come here. I'll shoot it from right here. Ain't nothing you can do about it." It was reminiscent of some Larry Bird type shit, where he's like, "Yo, this jumper gonna be your present for Christmas, and I'ma bust you over the head with this shot," just like he was talking to Gary Payton. Like, he had that type of energy. The same type of energy Larry Bird had for Gary Payton and others during his prime. He was talking to people like that. And then to see him come out in game 1, I wasn't surprised because I had seen this during the summer and I was talking about it. And I'm glad that he proved me right, man, because he came out there and looked like a 5-year vet off rip. Hitting shots, had the one-hand throwdown against the Celtics to say, "I'm here." You might as well call him Andrew Toney 2.0. I'm not saying they had the same playing styles, but damn, if he wasn't a Boston killer, a Celtic killer in that first game, man. I mean, you had 34 points in your debut. You're third on the list for most points in your rookie debut behind Wilt Chamberlain. What rarefied air to be in. What company to have. And then you come out in your next 2 games and you light it up. I think he had 15 or something in the second game, and then he had 24, 26 in the game against the Magic the other night. He has 75 points in his first 3 games. He's averaging pretty much 25 points a game off rip. Now, obviously, we have a lot more games to play in the season, but much undeniable. Advertisements, people spam calling me. It's pretty much undeniable, the talent. And then the shots there, man. He's stepping into shots with no hesitation, like, "Hey, this is for you." Bang. "This is for you." Bang. Beating guys off the dribble. Had a crazy block on against the Orlando Magic. And I'm not saying that he's an all-time great or trying to compare him to Hall of Famers, but I will tell you, man, I've been looking at a lot of highlights because you have a lot of the younger generation looking at Jordan highlights because they always pit him against LeBron, and they're kind of seeing like, yo, Jordan's on a different level. Like, it's no disrespect to LeBron, but he's not in the same conversation. It's just not. Anybody with 2 eyes can see that. And I'm saying that as somebody who grew up in the Iverson LeBron era. I didn't even see Jordan. Like, I wasn't paying attention to basketball at that time. But all it took was probably a couple minutes of looking at highlights from Jordan. Like, not just one highlight like that I might have seen, a big shot or something. Actually looking at him play, it's not even close, man. Like, and some of the things that Jordan and Clyde Drexler, you know, some of the freak athletes of all time, let alone that era, were doing, you can see it in Edgecomb, man. And that block against the Magic, that's just a flash. In addition to the dunk against the Celtics, that's a flash of what he can do, man. And he's only going to get better. And then you take that and you add in Maxey, who's damn near putting up 40 points a game, and he's damn near unguardable from behind the arc, and he's too damn fast for anybody to stick with him. So you have 2 guards that are that explosive and that confident. Imagine what happens when you bring Jared McCain back from his surgery, who lit it up last year, and I was very excited about his play last year. And then Embiid, where you don't need him to play every game. If you can get him to score 20 points in 20 minutes like he did in game 2, have him play 2 games at a time and then sit his ass down for a game and then bring him back the next 2 games, you're going to be in great shape, not just for the season, but come playoff time. You know, everything going the way we want to. They're going to be with the Celtics having Tatum injured. With the Celtics having Tatum injured, the Sixers have a clear shot to not just compete in the East, but be the best team in the East. Because they have enough talent with their youth to be able to rest the veterans. So now you can truly maximize the talent that you have with Embiid. And even Paul George. And I know everybody's like, hey, we got Edgecomb. Been nice knowing you, Paul George. Don't be stupid. Paul George, he can't be the superstar that he was for 30 minutes a night 5-6 years ago. But he can give you flashes of that type of ability if you play him in spots. 15 to 20 minutes a game, I would say. There'll be some games where he's in there for 25, 30 minutes, but give him 15, 20 minutes a game. Give him days off just like you're giving Embiid, and all of a sudden you got something, man. So that's my thoughts on the Sixers. They're playing tonight as well. Who are they playing tonight? Tonight, the Sixers are playing somebody who's not that good. Just can't remember who they are. Sixers are playing the Wizards, 7 o'clock tonight. So looking forward to tuning into that game, seeing what the Sixers are going to do tonight. And before I get off of here, let me go ahead and read the comments real quick. Shout out to Mark Ace coming in here. Ryan, as always, my cousin Karen says he's a beast. Absolutely, you know. And then Ryan says, not having Embiid and being able to win games now has me excited. And it tells you how special Edgecomb is. And the fact he's this good this early is crazy. Not trying to get ahead of myself, but the kid is special. I'm right with you. It's exactly what I think. Give it time. It's a long season. He will have his ups and downs. He will not always be lighting the scoreboard up like he is in these first 3 games. But this dude is going to be something special, not just in the future, but I think towards the end of the season, you're going to see him take it to another level. He got that dog in him, and he's ultra confident, and he has the skills to match it, and he has the environment to grow and not have to be the guy, even though he will play like he might be the guy. And that's great news for the Sixers and our fans. So, enjoyed sharing this podcast episode with y'all. Everybody that tuned in, thanks for being here. For those that didn't tune in, check the playback on the channel, on the YouTube channel. And hopefully we get another win tonight. With that being said, be blessed, be safe, and I'll catch y'all on the next episode. Peace.